Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Zwift Community Live broadcast
good evening,
of the KISS
good
Europe race today.
everyone.
Welcome to Zwift Community Live
broadcast
of the KISS Europe race today. Out on
race.
Races today are
just about to get
separated
going
out by
in
about
the
3
race.
minutes between. Yep,
Races
exactly
today
3 minutes
are
between
separated
each
out
by
of
about
the
3 minutes between. Yep, exactly 3 minutes between each of the categories. So the A category is just getting out on course. If I can actually select them, thank you very much, Zwift. I appreciate that. And still, broadcast mode would be amazing. But here we go. So Leonard from Innovation, right from the get-go, taking it up into 6 watts per kilogram order. So we are going to be following in with the B category for sure, as they are about 2:30 out from their start of the race. If you do want to interact with the broadcast today, we actually already see quite a few jumping in and Keith Carter. He's going to give us a little example of exactly how you can interact with the broadcast. Go ahead and just chat on over at our Zwift Facebook post with this live broadcast, or you can tweet at Z Community Live, at Z Community Live. I'm going to go ahead and grab a quick example for all of you of exactly what at Z Community Live looks like. Not at Bustmeister, not at Goes With, but at Z and then Community Live, and you'll be able to grab your spot in the spotlight here, as well as a comment that we will most likely respond to out here today. Wanjo Ferris, good to see you. Ready, suffer Nathan Boss? Sounds good, Wanjo. We will get you in there in the C's. It sounds like at 4:15 to the start of the scenes when he made that comment. Got it. Appreciate you jumping into. I'm going to grab the race rules real quick as we watch these boys and girls roll out. KISS in the name if you can. It'd be very appreciated, as always, in game whenever you join into a race. Power-ups are allowed at all times. All bikes are allowed, so you can grab a TT bike if you want to, but with the current drafting situation out on Zwift, I'm not sure you're going to want to do that, as the group does most definitely travel fairly fast together, just like in real life. Rider name, in your name, please put the category that you are a part of so people can identify if you are in their race. Although now with the event module is much easier with the A's and the B's all next to the names out here. All the categories are usual categories. Watts per kilogram categories are 4.0 or higher for the A's. Will be in that the B's are going to be 3.2 to 4.5. The C's under. The B category is just taking off, it looks like. I'm going to see if I can find the front end of that group quickly here. Quickly jump out of the starting pens. And before we head on over there, let's go ahead and see how things are, though, in the A category right now. It does look like the initial reverse Volcano Flat, because I thought Volcano Flat went the other way around. I was told, and I did see in our broadcast as well as over at zwippower.com that it was going to be a Volcano Flat, but I did not see the counterclockwise on it. I do believe Volcano Flat does take off from the pens and goes left toward Ocean Boulevard right away, so we'll have to wait and see how this ends up turning out for Volcano Flat out there today. If anybody's got any updates for me, let me know. I would love to know if you had something else in your start of your race, if you are racing and with us right now. I have a feeling we may be doing, it is taking a right there at least, or a left there at least, excuse me, right there. And so we are not going up the volcano, that's for sure. So it does look like in the B category now, as the first breaks are taking place in the A category, but still a large group, it looks like, at least as we can see here with Adam Webb toward the back of the pack here, fluctuating between 14th and 28th there that we saw. Moving back a little further, the one at the back of the group getting the most draft most likely would be McGonagall here, right around 28th. 31st here for Vicorn from the Viking team, so it will be right around 31 riders in and amongst this group, amongst the leaders. It looks reverse course. We'll have to see if they do take a right here. If it is a right-hand turn, then it will be Volcano Flat reverse. I didn't know that we could schedule those. It's pretty awesome that Zwift has that ability to do the reverse course on the flat. It does look like they are going right on forward. Pretty cool. I've never seen this actually as a part in the event just yet for the Volcano Flat course. It's going to be interesting climbing out into the Italian Village area next to Scotty the Squirrel, because that's going to be a place that's definitely going to have a little bit more incline, I think, than the riders are used to, and a couple of S-turns on the flat course actually. Usually it's an attack into the volcano, which is a 2-tier. This is just going to be a steady climb all the way through past Scotty the Squirrel fountain there, but then also there is a second climb, so it is almost like a 2-tier, but it's a little whiles after the right hand turn past Scotty the Squirrel, and climbing out toward the turn onto Ocean Boulevard. I think those two are going to be the sections that they're definitely watching out for. I think this climb is a little bit longer, but yet has a little less gradient on it toward Scotty the Squirrel. So I think this is going to be the opportune time right here. We're going to wait before we head on over to the B category, because I have a feeling you might start seeing attacks happening pretty quickly here. A little bit of a 1% gradient that they're starting to go into. De Silva here making his way to the front, 165 beats per minute here coming from De Silva. Webb now knowing that this is the points of attack, 129, super chill at this point. Wallstrom's there as well coming out of Sweden. Fleetwood from Vision, 167, definitely working hard for the team at this point. We do see Ridgick here coming out of the USA, making his way to the front, 289 watts or so. Here's the initial attack that we were looking for. It is going to be Webb from Vision looking over his shoulder. The chase is on for sure. Szerzynski there from Team Poland. Wallstrom following it very closely. Looks like Schwartz there out of the USA. Always want to watch out for the win today. Be interesting to see if they're going to be able to break things apart, because it is that flatter course. We are seeing Paceline Designs there coming out of Canada, hammering away. And interesting name they gave him. Is that on the birth certificate there, Paceline? So 130, 154 beats per minute now. Looking over the shoulder, it looks like 392 watts. No break just yet. Actually, Metcalf is going to have to close it down. The meat calf, as Mr. Kim Little likes to call him there. And it looks like Phillips, 172. Bentley there as well. Another Vision cycling rider, actually Fleetwood, chasing it down with, it looks like one other rider right next to him. Is that going to be Bentley, actually? Our Bentley here. Without vision in his name, but in the vision kit, they're 169 beats per minute. Give him a ride on there as he tries to close this down. But at 169 beats per minute, trying to hold on, it looks like. The attacks continue up toward the front. It looks like it will be an arrow power-up that's putting the pressure on right now. Coming from, it looks to be McGonagall here going off the front now. 178 beats per minute, taking the right-hand turn onto the Ocean Boulevard and not getting away just yet, it looks like. And more here right on that wheel though. 175, 174 beats per minute or so. So back in with the B category then. They are just making their way out of, I believe, the volcano and heading on toward this section. Of course, we've been talking about. It looks like Team WBR with Mr. D. Larkin here sitting in at 3.2 watts, becoming 173 beats per minute, though. The suffering is real here, boys and girls. We do have the Colonel up toward the front as well. WBR showing up in force. Huge pack, though, in this B category. Moving back to the back of the pack, we're going to see how many there are. Looks like Power Simon is out there coming out of Germany. We'll give him a ride on 158 beats per minute now. D. Gilbert's there as well. I'm not seeing, though, it's a group riders nearby. That's interesting. Not sure why it's giving us group riders nearby rather than the placing for these riders. Now it is starting to show the placing here. It is no placing out of 122, though, at this point for Purdy here with the ZA badge. Now, is it only ZA badges? No, I'm not sure what's going on there. At the back, it will be Purdy with no placing out of 122. Then I select Griffin and it goes away. I'm not sure what's going on with that. We'll have to wait and see if we can get an update on as to why that's taking place. But as we look at the riders go by, this is going to be one of the contested places out on course. I did see the Hedgehog out here. Did Hedgehog get a downgrade? That's my question, because I thought I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, usually an A category rider, riding in the B's, perhaps with a downgrade recently. As Robertson up toward the front, we are seeing, it looks like, over the handlebars their team as well. Jay Rich from the KRT now, right along with Colonel Crisp up toward the front from the WBR. Looks like the initial split might be taking place as they are starting to get a little bit of distance between themselves and the other riders now. We are seeing it will be Osted coming out of Norway. Looking over his shoulder here, we do see there's the initial break. 2 seconds is the difference. TFC here with Greenwood trying to close it down. Not sure he's going to be able to make it happen. And he knows this is the moment of truth. Torstensen now going as well out of Sweden. Race WBR right on his heels with, it looks like it will be Nathan from Race WBR. Throwing down that drafting power up. Gonna drag the rest of the group up, it looks like, unless Northcote does fall off. Looks like at 162 might be doing so coming out of Great Britain here. It looks like Cruzo as well out of the Netherlands with Van Mossel here trying to close it down. Greenwood then from the TFC on the yellow bike, 181 beats per minute. About to snap, it looks like, though, at 181. Another one, Regan there from WBR, also trying to close it down right now. There's 17 watts per kilogram come from the Kiwi, man, out of New Zealand. Will he be able to close it down with a quick 17 kick? 28 miles per hour, and it looks like a lot of suffering, though, right now in this B category, with a solid 3 seconds between this lead group and the rest. But will they continue on? The Crips man here trying to just hold on at 185. Nathan Race WBR also 185, 181 as well. Rocker Hill here 159. Gonna have to keep it in that 5 watts per kilogram or so. Over threshold, though, to make this happen at this point. Not sure it's gonna happen as they all start to slow down. After initial attacks, it flattens out here, and the chase group looks super motivated to bring this back. So many WBRs amongst this group, though. I'm surprised to see a WBR on the front end of the chase closing it down right now. But it will be TFC, though, in there as well. A couple of others, maybe just changing positions, making sure up toward the front rather than getting dropped off. Another split, though, back of the pack here. It will be Barhumi out of the UK with 180 beats per minute up toward the front. 3.85 watts per kilogram right now. It looks like not going to be seeing the group again. That is the main group, as I believe 4 seconds is just enough at 182, 174 here, 4.3 watts per kilogram, trying to make the chase, but everybody else in and amongst the group does not seem to have enough to close it down. We do see Griffin here now, knowing that he's off the back here and that it looks like the rest of the group are unable to make anything happen here. He's trying to bring them all back together, but at 4 seconds is a huge gap to pull that in solo without any help from the rest of the group. Still at 4 seconds, PJ from Race WR just sitting on it, looks like 32 miles per hour. McCormick here now 34 with the kick up into 7 watts per kilogram. May be able to close this down. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to happen though. And looking through here, 2 seconds is the gap between McCormick and the chase now. Up into that 31 miles per hour. McCormick here 33 now in order to close this down up to a 32 miles per hour. And it's all about speed, not always about power, especially when you're in amongst a group like this. Huge group of riders, at least 30 or so amongst these leaders right now. In amongst the A's, I am seeing a dropout here from Moore. That's too bad to see here. M. Moore here out of the UK needs a little bit of assistance from the team car here or neutral support. We move forward, we see Burton. He actually just logged out, it looks like. Diggity done. Burton here from the TFC, unable to hang on to the front group now, in and amongst a few chasers. With Andrew Tillin here, looks like out of the US of A, we are seeing paracyclist Mitch there also. Good to see him from the Isle of Man, I believe there. Solid effort here from him. Looks like it will be Hassan there from the AHD team, then a minute 4 back as well, dropping like flies, it looks like, as they make their way through Ocean Boulevard. Metcalf now 154 beats per minute. Looks like Mitchell McGongle there 9.6 at the front there. Fleetwood now will be Webb though, leading it out on the pink bike right now. Richardson is there. Leonard, Innovation all at the front. Annabelle as well. And now I've got suddenly we have Manchester coming into that in the broadcast, or is that in the Discord? I'm not absolutely positive, but we do have Manchester Zwift event coming in. I did have a little bit of craziness. I think that was the audio from Discord, perhaps, suddenly coming through from our amazing production manager, Jonathan Noblet. Looks like there are some KOMs taking place, similar to the efforts that we're seeing out on Zwift. There is some live action taking place right now over at the Zwift UK Tour of Manchester. Absolutely killing it, it looks like right now. All out to the top of the course. And actually, if I were to go on over to, if they were to take a left-hand turn rather than a right, we'd see these riders hammering their way up the KOM right now. If you guys want to check out the Zwift UK Tour, head on over to the location in Manchester. Where are they right now? Johnny, you're going to have to give me full details. It should say like exactly where they are at the top. UK Tour over Manchester. They're going to be in Glasgow as well in 2 days time on Thursday. So make sure to check out the Zwift UK Tour. These are live shots actually right now of the KOM challenge. You can actually join them for their KOM challenges if you wanted to live right now. Fabio giving them that, giving them a little bit of encouragement. This is how you hold it right now. Fabio right next to him right there. It looks like giving him encouragement, it looks like, and telling him to kill it to the top. Looks like he's going for a 1:51. Fastest time is a 1:44 right now. Taking the W hopefully in that KOM challenge. So great shots of the live Zwift UK Tour as they're racing the KOM. They're also racing out on Zwift for the A's right now. Those are great shots coming in right now live from the UK. Speaking of the UK, Jehu on the front here as well in the virtual racing between all the riders that are in this KISS race right now. As you can see, those were not actual riders racing in this virtual race. Now they're doing a KOM challenge on the same course right now. Watopia Forward actually is what they are doing, and for those 4 trainers, the Wahoo kickers that are all set up next to each other, there's actually 4 trainers set up next to each other. Riders jump onto them and they race each other to the top of the KOM actually between each other. And there's actually a leaderboard always on the tours that you try and get the best time for the day for the event, and then also the best time for the whole tour a lot of times is set up. So pretty cool setup, and really cool to get those shots coming in live from Manchester. Hopefully we can get them live as well coming from the next event, actually. Live from the ground report there. Reporter Johnny, Bike Rooms in Manchester. Thanks a lot for the tweet as well. It looks like here is what we were just seeing there. And it looks like the Bike Rooms. So it's the Bike Rooms in Manchester, UK is where they are at. It looks like doing those KOM challenges. So head on over there if you want to check out UK tour. You can do your own UK challenge, actually KOM challenge as a part of the tour. Head on over to the Bike Rooms or check out where the location will be in Glasgow for the next time around. Zach Rogers is racing Nathan Garrett. We need a special KISS race covered of that. Is he racing right now? And is he in the C category right now? I'd love to know. And we'll definitely grab that if we can, Martin. If we can find him out on course and he finishes. I mean, that's always the challenge, I think, for Zach out there. Is he going to make it to the finish line, or is it just been too much rest? It's always resting for something, it seems like, Zach Rogers. Come on, Zach. And we'll see if that spreadsheet has helped him out. If he's studied it enough, perhaps he'll be able to put out the wattages that he's seeing on the spreadsheet today. Tiffin is here now up toward the front, it looks like, out of Australia. Metcalf is there now, and they've got 2 laps to go. Lap and a half, actually, or so to go. Johnson from Team Light's View. They're also out of Australia, 165 beats per minute. Early morning, it looks like, racing. Whitford now also coming from the land down under, up toward the front of the race. 17, it looks like, place now at the back of the pack. Szerzynski here, 27th off the back. Looks like it's been crazy fast. If Szerzynski has fallen off and there was not some sort of a mechanical, that is a crazy pace to have Szerzynski falling off from the back of that pack right now. Phillips is there now. It looks like out of the UK toward the middle of the pack here, 20th place. About 26 riders making this group right now. So good to see all the riders here able to make this lead group right now. Open it up Twitch channel as well as the Mixer channel. We'll see if there are any comments coming on through, as well as over at the social media integration. If you guys want to interact, let us know. We do have some great new features that we have had live this week. Yesterday, we had our first pilot of the weekly windup, and that will be every Monday. That we possibly can, unless I'm traveling or something for some reason. Maybe we can get a replacement host for some time. But every Monday, we're going to be live with the weekly windup, actually. That is looking at what is taking place the week prior or so, highlights from the week prior, and then the week coming up, what we're going to be covering, as well as what is awesomeness that people are doing in the community over the next week or two, or in the near future. So weekly windup, if you do have features for the weekly windup that you would like to be highlighted, information, we do usually highlight somewhere between 5, maybe even, we can do 5, 6, 7 even different things that are in the community as just quick fires. And then we do usually host 1 or 2 guests on the program to talk about whatever they're up to into the community. If you want to watch the first weekly windup, head on over to our YouTube or our Twitch or our Mixer channel. We do have the VOD saved there. It was a little bit long-winded. We usually want to be somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour on it. And this time we went for, I think, over an hour and a half. Me and Simon had a good time, though, featuring the chop race, as well as we did have Aaron Dunn, the winner of the E-Crit out of Australia. And then we also chatted a little bit about Zwift Academy and how it's been going. Also coming up on Zwift Community Live tomorrow, we will be doing a group workout, actually. Group workout mode will be utilized tomorrow with progressive lead-out simulations with Coach Hendy. So Coach Hendy, new feature, want to check it out. It's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 12 p.m. PDT, and 8 p.m. British Standard Time, right here on Zwift Community Live. You can find that live broadcast, but you can join it as an event now. With Coach Hendy, live workout, progressive lead-out simulations. It sounds like this is going to be a hard one, though, boys and girls. From what Coach Hendy has let me know, it's essentially a ramp test. So get ready for the ramp test tomorrow, boys and girls. We're going to be flying, so have fun. And Rogers says that he is dead. Rogers, we predicted it. What's going on here, Rod? Zach Rogers is sitting on Casey Stumwheel in the B's. All right, gotcha. So that's great to hear. And Brett Boniface is coming on through. Highlight of the North American tour last year was meeting Mike McCarthy, former and current world champion, is what Brett Boniface was saying. I think I met Brett Boniface too. Highlight for me was meeting Brett, but good to yeah, I was there actually with Mike at that event on the Zwift North American tour. That was a great time actually. It was great to meet you as well, Brett. And Mike McCarthy actually just won another world champion, master world champion actually now out on the track, I believe in the Pursuit. Pretty awesome to see with a repeat of that. Well, wins it once in the elites and now wins it as a masters. Absolutely amazing. Dude's crazy fast here. But in the A race now, who is winning is the question. Annabelle up toward the front here. Doesn't look like it's quite as many attacks, or at least attacks that could break things apart. Richardson, though, you see Gavin Richardson falling off the back. You know the pace is crazy. You did have to close down a 2-second gap on this second tier of the two out of the climbs out of the old Italian village, the ruins, and Scotty the Squirrel Fountain. It looks like another attack here happening with Pacelines Designs up toward the front here out of Canada. Brett Boniface, you know Pacelines Designs? You familiar with this guy? Wondering 172 beats per minute. I know not all Canadians know each other, but perhaps a racer up toward the front might know of the elite riders that are at that speed that you do race at. That's the question I'm wondering here. A. Taylor now going right along with Metcalf, though. Both of them out of the UK. A lot of UK ups toward the front. UK flags up toward the front here. Team BCG, Jay Phillips, as well as Taylor here. 174 beats per minute, all of them up into that threshold tempo or maybe even max heart rate at this point. Hammering away, as you can see. And doesn't look like any breaks are going to be taking place just yet, though, amongst these B category or A category riders, excuse me. It does look like a huge group still in amongst the B category as they do exit the volcano. No breaks just yet on the flatter course with a lap and a half to go. Gonna have to instigate a little bit here. You know, I wish I did have like a little bless this person with some awesomeness for a moment just to make things interesting once in a while. North going, especially on the flatter courses here, we do tend to see a little bit more Grupo Compacto here. We are seeing Jay Rich up toward the front from the KRT team. They're playing it smart, though. That is the way to win with the way that the group does function out there. 34th place now. It looks like the placings are starting to function correctly now, as we are seeing 34th place here coming from Northcote. G. Herbert's there as well, sitting in 25th. Does look like it's going to be about 35 riders or so in and amongst this group. Up towards the front now, we are seeing PJ, but it is all kinds of shifting. Now, climbing out of the volcano course into the Ocean Boulevard in just a moment here, we are seeing the attack starting to wrap up. 445 watts, 160 beats per minute. We are seeing Fagerland here out of Sweden, riding for 338 now, up into that 450 or so. Brown's there, Griffith's there as well. Worthington leading out. Actually, Griffith's now taking up the lead for Sigma Sport, at least on the kit there. 184 beats per minute. Now moving backwards as the strongmen make their way to the front with the continuance, as it will be the Swedish rider here, Fagerland, now hammering away 160 beats per minute. No breaks. I can see one rider at the back actually maybe falling off the back, as we did see them come over the top there past Scotty the Squirrel now. Race WBR here with Briley now. 171 beats per minute. Catching up to the A riders that did fall off the pace. It looks like it will be Hassan as well as Mitch and Tillin being caught by these crazy fast B category riders now. There's an arrow power up being blown by Fagerland, is it? I believe. Up to the front, 3.8 watts, 3.9 watts. We're looking for that continuance, looking for the break now. See if they can make that happen. We are seeing attack now in the A category as it's Grupo Compacto in the B's right now as they try to make something happen, but it will be Taylor right along with Innovation Boy Annabelle now, trying to make that chase, but it will be Richardson actually not chasing. It will be Annabelle. He's just going to be following wheels as Richardson does have a little bit of a gap. 159 beats per minute will be our Wood, though, from Team BCG, closing it right on down. out of the UK. It's been stupid fast, though, I think, out here today as the breaks here, dropping off a few of the fastest racers we've seen. Szerzynski, as well as Liglermort here. He's super fast, I believe. De Silva able to make it. Looks like Edwards as well. I'm not seeing, where is Adam Webb? Has he been dropped off? There's Webb there from Vision Cycling, 141 beats per minute in 20th place. Now up toward the front, McGonagall here with Metcalf now as well. 164. Looks like it's all Grupo Compacto again. Those attacks not going anywhere. Was a valiant effort coming from Taylor, but not able to break it apart. We do see the wattage is still in that 4.7 or so there from Metcalf as he makes his way to the front, positioning well. The next place of attack will be out of Ocean Boulevard, heading into their final lap. Bell lap will be coming pretty quickly here as they make their way around the course. 28 minutes of racing down. They do about a 15-16 minute lap, probably a 16-minute lap actually. I think they'll be right around that 32 minutes or so when they come around. It is a long flat lap, but definitely lots of tactics out here today as it is the flattest lap out on Zwift that they are doing right now. I did actually do 112 miles on this course in the other direction actually recently as we were doing the Diamondback Challenge this past weekend with Sombrero, another streamer out on Twitch. It was a great time. We raised $1,500 for WBR. It was a great result for the charity out there. And I think it instigated a couple others to start doing similar challenges for charities out there, as I did see a couple of things about this new Chain Gang 24 and a few people from Innovation and maybe a few others doing some stuff for charity as well. So really cool to see the instigation of that. And it looks like now up to the front here as they head toward the climb. Our Wood here starting to put in a little effort prior to even starting to climb out of Ocean Boulevard. Doesn't look like there's any gap though. It is 5 meters actually, so they do not have a draft on them there. Jay, who closes it right on down, not going anywhere just yet. Now I don't know if this was protection or an attack, making sure he's in the right placing, but all the way back in 10th place right now, not really paying off for that effort there, as we are seeing him moving his way backwards here. Now we are seeing Taylor now with another good positioning, but it will be up toward the front. Bentley. Oh, no. There we go. Bentley here from Vision Cycling now looking over his shoulder. It will be 5.1 watts per kilogram. 7.6 there coming from Wallstrom now from Sweden. 167 beats per minute. We do see the heart rate rising though as he kicks it over 400 watts. Pace line now 149. Looking crazy strong at 500 watts or so. And now we are seeing it is going to be Johnson here chasing that right on down. Team Lights View with Beerline now also out of Germany. Now McGonagall there, T Finn, no breaks just yet. Usually if there's continuance up and over the top of that, you do see a little bit of break and a straight pace line, but since there is not, I do not believe they are attacking too hard, waiting for the final lap, I believe, which is usually a drag race to the line from this point to the finish line. So saving it up, it looks like, till then. Back in with the B category, it does look like it is going to be Grupo Compacto as well. Since things are a little calmer out on course, let's go ahead and check out one of the most recent Zwift stories. It will be Lionel Sanders' story about how he's been using Zwift to absolutely rock it in the world of tri.
I guess the whole thing started in grade 3, track and field. There's this kid who won all the events, Jay Hernandez. And I thought he was the coolest kid ever, and I wanted to be just like Jay Hernandez.
Today I've got, I'm going to do like 500 to 1,000 meter warm-up, 15 times 200 on 255. Nothing crazy, just a good little threshold.
In terms of how I got into triathlon, towards the end of high school, I mean, I started to get into partying and all that sort of stuff, and I went down that path progressively more and more, and then I started to get into harder drugs. You know, you have enough of those experiences add up, and you know, you want to make a change in your life. I certainly did anyway. I quit partying basically cold turkey then, and I started running again. I basically watched my whole life change before my eyes in 10 months.
You know, looking back on those days, they were very dark, that's for sure. Not as a parent, not having control over your child and watching things like that get to a level that, you know, are quite serious was very trying on the family.
I rode outside for the first 4 years of my career, and I got hit every single year. That's when I said, you know what, I think I'm going to try the indoor trainer. Just over a year ago now, a friend of mine said, hey, have you heard about the Zwift thing? So then I got onto it, and I was immediately hooked. I actually felt more like I was outside. I felt more inside of my body.
Well, it's noon now. Dew point of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Exactly what Kona is right now. This is what we can expect.
And I'm riding around the volcano, and I'm like, this is what Kona is. It's a volcano.
Riding for 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Just as the mental game is beginning, well, you still have 4 hours of racing left. That's a long time to be in your mind. Every single workout that I do, I'm at various phases of the race. I know that I'll be coming down from Havi, and I'm visualizing all the main contenders, Jan Frodeno, Sebastian Kienle. Like, I can see it all in my mind. I know that course so well.
He's definitely the most dedicated and driven person that I've ever met. So to see him go from duathlete who can't swim to one of the best professional Ironmans in the world in a short amount of time is kind of unbelievable.
I mean, you have to believe you can win. And if you don't believe, that race is far too hard. And I can actually see myself winning that race.
He's a machine, I tell you. Mentally, just unbelievable. He's definitely ready for Kona. Good job. Oh, God. So hot out. The old man knows how to get you, huh?
All right, let's jog home.
Amazing story there of Lionel Sanders. Absolutely love it. This has been a common theme as of recently, it seems like, in a lot of the different community things we've been looking into. We were looking at Zwift Fitness and the story behind the founder over there. We were talking about my own personal journey with coming out of a whole entire life change around through the disciplining of the body. Early on, it was martial arts for me, but as well as then Lionel's story as well. Beautiful stories of taking those bent desires and addictions and turning them into something positive and awesome in your life and in the lives of others. So really cool story. Absolutely love to see it there. Now, speaking of being ready, being prepared, and kicking it in to the volcano here, we actually are seeing in the B category a little bit of a split, but actually in the A category, there wasn't an attack as we were watching the story there from Lionel. It does look like they were able to get away momentarily, but it was brought back together. It did not actually allow any kind of break amongst the group, though, as they head into their final half a lap here. There was a little bit of a break, but those who sat in were able to save a few matches and be dragged back up into the group right here. So it does look like it will be 20 plus riders, 24 riders heading into the final Ocean Boulevard. There'll be 2 more places for attack out here. We'll be into the Scotty, the Squirrel Fountain out there, followed by the climb out of Ocean Boulevard, which is usually a drag race right to the line. We'll have to see how this ends up turning out here amongst the riders here. I am seeing a couple comments coming from C Tower there. What a great story. Was an amazing story. Good to see Dafford Williams there as well. Hello, hello. And Rogers there. Can't wait to see you finish a race. We'll have to get a promise from you to do some Zwift on board. And then you have to finish if we do get you on board for that. Looking at Jay Tardy here, KRT now up toward the front of the ride right now. But, you know, they're not going to be probably doing a whole lot of work at the front end of this. Just keeping it steady. 4.2 watts per kilogram, 4.0 here coming from Bentley. They're just trying to make sure they're in good position, getting a draft at this point, because it's either full on attack or sit in and conserve energy at this point, as because any kind of wasted energy is what cannot be used in the final drag race to the line up on the top of Ocean Boulevard. And looking through here for the comments, if you do want to interact with this at all, Z Kreider is wondering. Here we go. We are getting a little interaction actually coming from Z Kreider over at the Facebook. And it looks like she's saying, Nathan, will any of your workouts include a group workout? I see 1 or 2 scheduled group workouts, but none in my available time. Sorry about that, Z. So tomorrow we are doing a group workout actually with Coach Hendy. If you were here for the beginning of the broadcast, we were talking about that. So if you do want to join in with the group workout tomorrow at 3 p.m. EDT Eastern Daylight Time, 12 p.m. PDT, or 8 p.m. British Standard Time, you can join in with us, Z. And it will be utilizing group workout. We will be doing progressive lead-out simulations. Essentially, from what I was told by Greg, it is going to be a ramp test. So I'm excited, in quotes, for the ramp test to be taking place. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. And so I said, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Greg. Sounds good. Live ramp test with the camera on me. Loving it. So just over here, it looks like up toward the front of the race right now. This is the second to last chance to get away where the uphills are. Bentley up to the front, 5.3 watts, become 183 beats per minute. Leonard there as well. About to catch a lapped rider, but not a big group, so not going to be too much of a bother, I think, to the riders here. 6.8 watts coming from Metcalf now. And now Tiffin from Australia here coming right around as well. 174, 354, 450 watts. Oh my goodness, absolutely killing it. Look down at the fountain area with the Italian Village. Not getting away, though. Nobody going anywhere just yet. No splits. Well, Mitchell just barely hanging on, looks like. Is he going to bite the dust off the back? Byline's there as well out of Germany. 182 just hanging on by a thread, it looks like. 26 miles per hour, 4 meters, 3 meters. It's a race of meters at this point for these riders at 185, just trying to hang on. As you can see, grabs on the wheel, but here's the next tier. And it is a 2-tier. If they kick at the front again, it may break things apart, but these are not the riders that these strongmen are worried about breaking off, actually. They're worried about breaking off those who are right next to them at this point. Going to keep it steady here. I think I will try and race next time with this commentary. Is it only KISS races, Nathan? James McGahern. It is not only KISS races. We are also doing the SCR race tomorrow. So if you would like to jump into a race that we are broadcasting, you can also find our schedule. We almost always have a schedule listed by Sunday, Monday at the latest. So always check the schedule on either Sunday or Monday on our social medias. We also try and let you know during the weekly windup. That is every Monday. We do a broadcast called the Weekly Windup. Watch the VOD, and we usually mention what our broadcast schedule will be multiple times during the Weekly Windup. Excuse me. So now back in with the A category. It looks like Metcalf up toward the front here. Looking through Johnson from Team Light Views. Able to hang on. Looks like just barely there. Our Wood now biting the dust off the back. Good try there, Wood. But not going to happen today, as we do have Adam Webb here sitting in waiting for the attack moment, it looks like, at 3.0 watts per kilogram. Why the Tron bikes? Are they faster? Yes, they are, Dominique Lewis. They are the fastest bike out on Zwift besides the Cervelo S5 with the beta wheel full disc on the zips. The beta wheel set full disc zips with the Cervelo S5 was tested by Zwift blog. This information is 6 to 9 months old though, so not absolutely positive, but I believe the fastest out on course. Next to those who are not beta testers, the Tron bike is known to be the fastest bike. Now, the seconds difference, you'll have to check zwiftblog.com. I think it was only like 4 to 7 seconds on a full lap of the Richmond Worlds course or something along those lines. Check all the different courses. They climb differently. They all have different speeds in game. Some are faster at climbing, some are faster on flats. So there have been lots of different tests that have been done by zwiftblog.com that you can check out. There's also other spreadsheets out there on all of it, but yes, definitely. Thanks a lot, James. Appreciate that on the Zwiftcast. And so essentially, I actually had Simon on for the weekly windup actually this past Monday. So if you enjoyed the Zwiftcast, I think you'd really enjoy the weekly windup as well. We went a little long-winded, little longer than we'd usually like to, actually. And we're going to try and shorten them up a little bit. I think it was an hour and a half, but it was a great broadcast this past Monday. Had a lot of fun doing it. So looking through here, it does look like it's Gruppo Compacto, as you would expect on a flatter course. It's going to be a sprinter's delight today. Maybe more of a wind-up sprint, though, with the initial climb out. Maybe not a full-on sprint because it's going to be a hang on to the wheel with the climb at that 3% gradient out of Ocean Boulevard. So hammering out Ocean Boulevard into the flat for the 1K or so to the finish line. If anybody gets away, it's going to be a drag race back to their wheel. Might be one or two smart sprinters though that could sit in with the chase group, get a little advantage as they catch up and launch it with about 400 or 500 meters to go. But it usually is not the 200-meter sprinter that wins on this course unless they have the ability to be really, really good at hanging on through a climb and be on the rivet. Sagan type effort maybe out there today. We'll see if it'll make it happen. Chris Whittick there. What's going on, Chris? Good to have you. Martin Moore saying, my chain come off in this race. Whoops, good luck. I saw that, Martin. I was like, what happened to Martin? Get the team card there, and all of a sudden the log out. Sorry to hear it, Martin. Hope to see you tomorrow, maybe in the SCR race. We will be live here at noon tomorrow with the SCR series that is going on. We did a highlight on it, actually, in the weekly windup as well for the SCR series. If you did not see it, we did have some live coverage coming out of Glasgow, out of Manchester. The Zwift UK tour is going on right now, and they are over at I believe it is the Bike Room in Manchester. They're going to be in Glasgow next. So if you are in the area, make sure to check it out on Thursday. We'll try and get some live interaction going on there as well on Thursday too. So looks like Chris is working. He says instead of jumping into the races, we got to get him out of work someday so that he can go with some racing out on Zwift pretty soon here. Looking through here for some more interactions from the social media. If you would like to jump in, you can tweet at us as well. We can bring in images and pictures of exactly what your Zwift setups are, or anything you'd like to that's related to the world of Zwift racing. Actually, through the Twitter is the best way to actually bring those interactions in. So we do see it looks like Edwards here up toward the front. They're going to be lining up waiting for the sprint. We do have the B category as well. Doesn't look like it's broken apart too much. They were able to catch Szerzynski actually out there. They're absolutely flying. So they are catching those who are falling off pace from the A category. Looks like we do have Hurt Locker Hill up toward the front there from Team WBR, killing it. 5.4 watts per kilometer, 159 beats per minute actually, and absolutely flying right now in that B category. I'm gonna wondering if there are going to be any upgrades as they make their way to the line. Good to see you there, Mike Britton. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And looking over at zwiftpower.com for the live results actually as they make their way to the line in the B category. It does look like will be all within category limits besides Northcote, Catanzaro, as well as M-Mac, but they have not raced before. So A Catanzaro as well as M-Mac. Good to see you guys out there. Make sure you jump into the A category next time, as it is 4.5 watts per kilogram coming from Catanzaro. Mac, you're right on the limits there at 4.0, so maybe able to stay in the B category. Northcote also at 4.1 for 20 minutes, so definitely A category riders there. Now we are seeing the attacks here in the A category. Here they go. Richardson up to the front with a feather power up, being followed very closely by Adam Webb out of Vision Cycling there. We are seeing Kay Leonard as well from Innovation, all back together though. This is the final kick to the line, but does not look like anybody really being dropped off just yet. Phillips here making sure that he's grabbing onto the wheels. 2.0 watts per kilometer, but 190 beats per minute. Absolutely bringing that heart rate to the almost max, I believe, here for Jay Phillips. There looks like Paceline Designs hanging in, but now the attacks going off the front after the initial climb, knowing that some riders are going to be on the river. Johnson going from way out. S. Johnson from Team Lights Views making a very early attack, trying to get away. If he gets enough space between himself and the rest of the group, it may be able to work out, but I don't think it's going to happen. Here comes the aero power-ups now, coming from Jay Phillips now, 5.4 watts per kilogram at 194 beats per minute, trying to get away, but the smart ones in the group right now, knowing it's going to come down to that last 500 meters, not going anywhere just yet, as the group is now starting to swallow up all those attacks. Edwards trying to go as well, but here comes Johnson from Light View now, also with an aero power-up, but the aero power-ups at the last minute are going to be the time ones correctly. 10 watts per kilogram, 11 watts per kilogram. Here comes Metcalf now out of the UK, up and out of the saddle, absolutely kill it. 700 watts. This is the move to watch, but Whitford's there still. Only 1 second is the difference. Now Phillips is going 14.5 watts per kilogram, as you can see with the aero power up. It's going to be happening there from Phillips. Phillips is going to take it, I believe, with a huge 1,000 watts to 199 beats per minute. Leonard follows it up, followed by, I believe, the innovation rider. It was Annabelle, I believe. What an effort there from Jay Phillips. They're out of the UK, part of the Zwift Academy, actually. Is that a U23? Let me know, boys and girls, because that was absolutely insane effort there from Jay Phillips. Will be the winner today. Put out a solid, it looks like, 4.2 watts per kilogram. Riding as a master, actually, so definitely not U23, but definitely a part of the Zwift Academy. Did you just log out on me? What's the deal, dude? Huh? What's going on? No, just kidding. He didn't log out. He was putting out 0 watts per kilogram. It swaps away from the rider as soon as they stop riding, actually. Nice job there to Phillips, though. Out there today, killing it with that over 1,000 watt kick into that 15 watts per kilogram or so. Now, into the B category, they're going to be finishing up their race here in just a moment, and they are in 2 Ocean Boulevard, about to exit it, about halfway through. Looks like they're lining up for the final. Szerzynski is in there amongst them, actually, from the A category. He is not going to be a worry, though, for these boys and girls. Now, Catanzaro, who was into that 4.5 watts per kilogram, cannot win the category. He'll get an upgrade, I believe, to the next category up, because he's put out a huge amount of watts, actually, so far. Catanzaro out of the USA, solid ride so far. We'll give him a ride on. We're definitely getting a great workout, 173 beats per minute, but definitely an A category rider, since he put out 4.5 watts per kilogram for the duration of 20 minutes so far. Brown there from KRT as well. Power Simon up toward the front now. Here come the attacks as they make their way up and out of Ocean Boulevard. Race WBR up toward the front. It's going to be, it looks like D. Gilbert, though, leading it out as well. Catanzaro, as we were saying, though, going to be one to watch out for out of the US of A. Makes his way right on by the rest of the riders. Here comes Colonel Crisp as well. Are they going to have any initial breaks? It looks like toward the back it will be Walls and a few other falling off out of the Netherlands. I did see, it looks like Verhoeven unable to hang on to the pace, or maybe playing it smart. Nope, 2 seconds back. Absolutely blown up there, 178 beats per minute. Colonel Crisp now hanging in 191 beats per minute. Looks like the pace might be too high for him even to hang on, though, at 191. Up in 8th place right now, with now 7th making his way up, it will be McCormick, but there is a little bit of a gap now going to Race WBR Nathan here, trying to hang on, but it's going to be Catanzaro here with a gap at 183 beats per minute. Is it a smart move, or will he be caught? 10 watts per kilogram, though, at 360, 370, maybe on the lighter side today. Aristegi here now out of Spain, though, chasing it right on down. Is a 6-second gap. That is something to be worried about at this point, and it will be Aristegi now with Szerzynski leading it out, chasing it right on down. I think he's going to be caught, though. It was 4 seconds. Can he go again is going to be the question. I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold off the chase at this point. 7.8 watts per kilogram, 184 beats per minute right now. Can he give any more? Looking over the shoulder, where are the aero power-ups? I think he's going to be caught and get flown right on by. Not the move that he should have been making, it looks like here. Actually up in the 12 watts per kilogram, but out of the pack it will be the Hurt Locker coming from Team WBR. 9.6 watts per kilogram to the line, followed by Crisp, but Worthington at the last second nips Crisp, but it will be Hurt Locker, followed by Worthington, and then Colonel Crisp to the line. 1, 2, 3 right there over the top. A nice lead out there for the WBR team there. Chris taking third, and Hurt Locker with the win. What an effort there all around between the riders. Hurt Locker and Colonel 1 and 2. Chris Radley cheering on the WBR. It looks like they're good to have you there, Chris. Thanks a lot. Oh, that should have went in. There it is. Good to have you here, Chris. Great finish, Zia saying it was an amazing finish. Go WBR Bees! Colonel PJ, Hurt Locker, Matt Ray, Martin Regan, Brilliant, Nathan. And we are getting a question there from David Crispassi. Is the Zwift Tour heading to London? Would like to head over if so. Jonathan Noblet, are you in the broadcast? Let us know. 1 and 3, Colonel pipped on the line. Yep, Chris Adley, but it was a solid effort there. And the Hurt Locker absolutely killed it. Perfect timing, actually, coming from the man from the Hurt Locker there. And looking through here, it looks like we are unable to cover the rest of the categories. I'm sorry, guys. I'm unable to get them through here. Maybe if we do get a broadcast mode where I could go like Control 1, Control 2, Control 3, Control 4. I could just go between all of the different events there, but we're unable to bring them through. So next up on Zwift Community Live tomorrow, we will be covering the SCR Racing Series. SCR Race Series is up next. You can find our schedule anytime over on Zwift Community Live's social media places. So it is, I believe, a pinned post right now on Zwift Community Live's Facebook. I'm going to have to double check and make sure. But yep, it is the pinned post right now. And I can go ahead and actually bring this right on in for you. Head on over to our Zwift Community Live, and you can see right here, this is the broadcast schedule right on there. So we will be covering tomorrow the SCR Race Series, 6 p.m. BST, British Standard Time, 12 noon Central Standard Time. Then the Coach Hendy workout next. Then we will be doing the KISS Racer Focus, and then 8 p.m. KISS Europe on Thursday as well. There's that weekly windup we were talking about as well there. So tomorrow, make sure to join in the first time for our live broadcast with Coach Hendy. Progressive lead-out simulation sounds it's going to hurt. Group workout mode. First time I'll be using it. Oh, boy. That'll be interesting. Live broadcast, first time use. Any more comments or questions? Better bring them in now, as I'm about to be logging off here, boys and girls. I'm Nathan Guerra, your host for the KISS Europe race tonight. We did have the results. I'll go ahead and go through them real quickly if they are not loading, actually. So I will not be able to go through them, but I'm going to go ahead and look through some of the comments coming through here. WBR, way to go. Liam Bartstein, great racing. Awesome job, race WBR. Great job, race WBR. Awesome job out there in the B category. I do believe it was in the A category. Looking through here. And it was, I believe, Metcalf. Now, see, I'm not getting anything come through here from zwiftpower.com right now. So for some reason, we're not getting the results over there. But it definitely was the Hurt Locker coming through for the B category. All right. We'll see all y'all tomorrow for the SCR Race Series, followed up by the Coach Hendy live workout out there. So thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. And if you have not done so already, you love what Zwift Community Live is up to, you should hit that follow button on Twitch, Mixer, Twitter, Facebook, all the places. If you do like the live streaming stuff, the best place to consistently get a community of live streaming and interaction is to follow on Twitch or Mixer. Definitely the best places to get live push notifications to you anytime that we do go live, especially if you do have them on your mobile app and you say, hey, go ahead, let me know every time this goes live. It will let you know directly every time that we are live. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for the SCR Race Series.